Hi everyone, it's Cindy, and I'm just going to show you some miscellaneous things I'm working on. One of them is this journal. I actually made it for myself for once, and I had watched a video of Diane H's where she was gluing in book quotes in her book quotes journal, and then she talked about how she had another journal where she kept track of books she'd read, and if she had quotes from those books, she included them in there. And I know I've heard Gail talk about her book like that before too, and I'm like, I know I should have been doing that for years and years and years. Often, and not often, but every once in a while through the years, someone would make a reference to their log that they were keeping track of what they read, and I thought, I should do that. But I never do. I never get started. If I do get started, I don't finish it. So this time I thought, okay, I'm kind of between journals. I'm going to make one for me, and I want it to be kind of grungy, and it's going to be all about books, right? And I'm going to start from March and keep track of everything I read. And I've been reading quite a bit lately because I'm trying to go through some books of my own just to see if I want to keep them or not, and deciding, kind of paring down what I have. So anyway, I just made this book, and when I thought I was going to do it, I immediately thought of this cover, and I think I've shown it before because I loved it because it had that circle there, and just definitely stained and old. And anyway, then I found some pretty good fabric in my stash that worked with it, and I didn't even put any trim or anything on it, and I may or may not do that. So, and it's really worn on the edges and just perfect. So anyway, what it is just a journal of my books I've read, and I have read thousands of books. I mean, I am almost 60 years old. I've been reading since my early teens, and I was a school librarian, and I've read a lot of books. So, I need to put a little note on there, like the first 50 years are lost. We'll start the next 50 years logging them in this book. But anyway, and I just love this page for some reason. This came from the actual book, and someone had actually glued from the original book jacket the description of what this actual book was. Is the riddle of, let's see, what was it? The Rosemont riddle. Okay, and so I kept that on there, and I just like the way this looked with that hinge I made and the stitching, so I just gonna leave that blank for now. And I had taken the original book pocket out of this book and still have the card where people signed it, the Rosemont riddle, and the date due slip. Get my terms right here. So I ended up gluing them back in the same journal, the book they came from. So anyway, I just wanted that in the front. I probably won't do anything to those except just, look at them every once in a while. I stamped my journal in there, and then I got my folder out of things I've been collecting for books, and I had rated it a while back, making a little mini journal. So I didn't have much in there, but what I did, I started decorating a little bit. I made this tuck. I just glued these pictures of the stacks of books on there. And here's my March, what I read in March, and here's telling what I'm doing, trying to pack up books and stuff. And here's some more that I've read. And I didn't, of course, I got like the last week of March. So if I run across some more that I read in March, I'll add them to here. So, and then I tell how I decide what I'm keeping. For books wise, and mainly it's, will I ever read it again? Yes or no? If no, then it's like, okay, I probably won't keep it. So anyway, and then I started April's over here and just did some messy collaging just to cover that page. Here's the original spine of the book, and I just stitched it on a piece of scrapbook paper, and now it's my bookmarker. So anyway, this is just a bunch of pages I had around. Some I'd already pulled for other journals and then decided not to use them. I had got some free printables from Shabby Dabby Doodle off of it's either her blog or a website. And so I thought I'd include that. And I think this one is from Artie Mays. She has some free ones on her blog or website. So I just had them laying around. Download them, print it out, see what it looks like, and just had it stacked somewhere, so I included it. And one thing I have done is here, I put a flip out of an envelope, and of course the envelope was too long, so I had to cut the flap off, which actually works out better. So inside here are things I've collected that I'm going to use to decorate, and I'm just going to decorate it as I go. And so if I find something I want to put in here, I'll just put it in here, and I'll get it out when I work in this book. And these are some index cards I just sewed fabric to, so they can either be tucks or pockets or even journaling cards if I want them to. I found somewhere online, got this label. So I printed out a few of them. This is a book. I got some Missly journaling spots and a thing. It had some pictures of books, and one of these actually is a book I tore up to make a journal. But it had a website where you can go and, you know, find out more books to read and that sort of thing. So I thought, well, maybe sometime. And then these were just things I had torn out of an old encyclopedia. It's on Dickens. I don't know if I'll use them. If nothing else, I'll have the pictures, and they're large enough they can become a tuck. This one's on Fenimore Cooper, Last of the Mohegans. And then there was one on Emily Dickinson. And I actually have a book I noticed of her poems over there, so I might put that with that book. So anyway, just collecting things to work in here. And this is actually my own journal, and this is the second one I've made for me. The first one, I don't hardly ever work on it because, you know, it's too pretty to, you know, mess up. So anyway, that's this. So that's just going to be probably by my chair in my living room. But anyway, another thing I wanted to show you is a set of stamps. That's the back side of it. And here's the front. And they are clear label stamps. And you can see I've already put some to use. So basically they stamp the Denison label. And they come in different sizes, as you can see. So I was just playing around with those. And I just was stamping on book page and on the, you know, clear page. Not printed on page from a book. You can tell I ripped it from a book. I just like the color of that one. And then I tried different inks and different sizes. And I'm going to fussy cut these out and just have them. But you don't have to stamp them on something to cut out. You can just stamp it right on your project. If you wanted it on a tag, just stamp it right on the tag or stamp it right on the page or whatever. And that way you wouldn't have to cut it out. But I don't remember how much these were. They weren't very much. I got them on Amazon. I think I heard Diane H. talking about something about labels. And I don't know what made me think to go look on Amazon to look for clear labels. But anyway, I did. She may have had one, and she was using it. Maybe that was it. So I thought, let me go see what I can find. So I found these. And then later on, I know Diane H. was talking about some other ones she had ordered that had the wooden block on them. And she used them on one of her videos. So she's definitely my inspiration, but I got mine from Amazon. So it took them a little bit longer to get here because I chose that shipping. That's not the really quick shipping, because that way I know they're overwhelmed with people, you know, ordering stuff, and this wasn't urgent. So I even tried practicing stamping them on fabric, and it was okay. The colors aren't as vibrant, and I don't know. It's okay. I wouldn't spend a lot of time doing it because I fringed it and everything, but you know, if you like that look, then it definitely works. So that's that. I'm just kind of doing a little show and tell here. And then the last thing, I started on a new journal, and I'm having a little trouble with the fabric here. Just re-glued some of it. Oh, there goes my signature. As you can see, it's still in the rough stages, but I love the cover. And then I had this fabric in my stash, so I thought, oh, it goes perfect, that peacock feather. So anyway, trying to get it all glued down, and sometimes I don't like it, so I peel it back and start it all over. But anyway, this is going to be a Stash Buster journal, and I'm going to, it's not just using up your supplies, it's using up the supplies I already have worked up. So I have a lot of pockets and tucks already made. They're just sitting in a basket, and I just keep making more. So I have to use something out of there. I have tags and journaling cards made or almost finished. I have to use something out of there. I can decorate them. This is my rules for myself. I can decorate them more, but I can't create something brand new. Like I can't make a new tuck or a new pocket or new journaling card or something. So it's only can be things that's already in my stash, already made. And I've been pulling papers for the signatures. And of course, my rule on my signatures was it can't be anything printed, new printed. And that's really hard because I just bought a bunch of kits from Romantica Arts. They had a really great sale on Easter, so I'll show you one of those in just a second. But so I just went through my stash of papers and pulled some out, and I kind of wanted it just plain because I'm going to try to get a lot of pockets and tags in this thing. So there's one of the signatures. I've got some more over here ready to go. This is something I printed. I can't remember if it's Artie Mays or Shabby Dabby Doodle. I want to say Artie Mays. So I already had it printed, so I get to count it. So anyway, I got to get finished getting my signatures cut, and I'm going to get them sewn in. And then my next video will probably be me going through the pocket stash, pocket and tucks, and then picking some stuff out and using those. And last thing I'm going to show you one of the kits, and I don't remember the name of it, but this is from Romantica Arts, and she had so many kits that I just loved. It's just my style, grungy flowers. I mean, that's just basically what it is, with the old book pages and stamps and things in the background. So this one is 6 double pages, and I've got more. I just haven't got them printed yet. I will give you a sneak peek of one because there's one in my printer. But if you haven't seen her papers, you must go find her on Etsy, Romantica Arts. And I can't remember who sent me that way. I watched somebody's video, and they had, it may have been, I don't know if it's Gail or not. I can't remember. But here's another kit. I'm not sure what. This one was something French ephemera, I think. And it's the same sort of type of pages. They're smaller, though. And, of course, it's a JPEG, so if you want to, you can blow it up. But my thoughts on these was I'm going to cut it out with, like, my decal scissors since it's real raggedy edges there. Or maybe even try to tear it. I don't know if I can do that or not. And then put them on coffee dyed paper. Just glue them on coffee dyed paper. So, and there's another one of those. Yeah, because I had 2. I printed 2 of the same page. So there's the last page of those 6. And this is the first page of another set, and I ordered like 8 sets, so I just went crazy. So anyway, that's what I'm going to start doing. I'll get working on this journal, get it together, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.